Good morning, guys. Hey, Dale Walker at Holeshot. Well, it's been a while since I worked on other stuff. Been working on Ratsuki, my drag bike, and dinking around with that and a few other things, you know, life goes on. So finally I got Rip Jr. in here, my 2021 MT-09. By the way, good morning. Having my coffee. See? Manila. Anyway, yeah, it's pretty hot in here already. It's almost 80 degrees. It's about 8:30 in the morning right now. Having big storms and it's kind of humid, but oh well, got to do what you got to do. So anyway, Rip Jr., my 2021 MT-09. It's completely bone stock. Haven't touched it yet. So I'm going to just make a few pulls, get a baseline, and then I've got a brand new Black Widow complete system. And then I'm going to use my back half, my Holeshot muffler back half, one of my 14-inch street core mufflers on it, black one. So let's just make some pulls, and then we'll do a next step once I get the header installed. Okay, guys, I just made 4 runs, pretty much warming things up. It isn't going to make any much more, but we'll let it cool down about 10-12 minutes, and then I'll make 3 or 4 more. But keep in mind, I'm in northern Nevada. For you guys that don't know, it's about 4,500 feet here. So my dyno room is down about 3 to sometimes up to 4 or 5 horsepower, but on average about 3 horsepower less, 3 to 4. From where I used to live in California, near sea level, my last dyno room. So, still not too bad. It's totally restricted, we all know that by now. Right up here is where it falls off. Here, it's just a smidgen past 10,000 RPM is where it hits the soft rev limiter and then just quits. But, as you know by looking at some other videos, you know, secondary throttle blades are they're not fully open in several areas. So, not sure what we're going to do with that yet. I'm not really going to come out with a bunch of parts for this bike. I just thought I'd show you what's going on, and I might work with my buddy Chris Moore at More Mafia on this one with my combination. So we'll see what happens, okay? So just for fun, wanted you to check it out. Okay, let's make some real pulls and I'll let you listen to the motor, okay? Okay, so you see the difference here, which is normal. So that's pretty stout for 4,500 feet, I think. So that means this bike probably would have made, 108 or so, maybe 109 at the best, my last dyno room. So that means that the chain warmed up, the engine oil, the dyno. The dyno has a lot to do with it. You got to make a series of pulls, let the thing cool down, and all the bearings, everything. So that's why I don't cheat. You know, I could have said, oh, 104 is the best. Then you have these big gains with when you make your changes. So anyway, it's basically the same curve, it's just more power. So yeah, so the first one, 106.95, 64.40 on the torque. And same deal, right at about 10 grand, hair over maybe 10,200 RPMs where it hits the soft revolution and shuts it down. So let's, I'll let it cool down. I'll do maybe 3 more just for fun, and that'll be it. I'll do 2 in 5th gear. I'm using 5th gear. And then I'll do 1 in 6th gear, and let's see all bone stock in this dyno room how fast this bike will go, you know, not in the wind, but I mean as far as wheel spin. All right, let me try that next. Let it cool down a bit. Okay guys, I got the camera set up so you can watch the screen the whole time. So here's your mile per hour and here's the RPM. I don't have air fuel hooked up at all with the stock bike because the mufflers, you know, the exit point's right under the engine. It's a pain in the ass. You can't get the air fuel tube inside the muffler. So thought I'd do this so you can keep an eye on the speed and the RPM and what's going on there. So like I said, let's make 2 pulls. I try to keep it consistent, right at about 2,500. That's what I was taking my time, and then I roll the throttle and try to make it consistent how I do the pull. So I'll make 2. I use 5th gear. 5th gear seems to be the best gear. So and then the 3rd one I'll shift to 6 and let's see how fast it'll go, and then I'll show you the charts. So then what we're going to do is I'll probably just have this video as part 1, and then I'll install the full exhaust, and then we'll bring it back in here without any other changes with the O2 hooked up, all stock fueling, and let's see what it does just for fun. And then we'll attack it and look at the air box and K&N filter and maybe do a couple little tweaks, and then I'll either reflash or tune it myself. I think I'm heading towards reflash on this one and not hassle with it. I don't really care to sell a bunch of parts for the bike now. Everything going on in our world. So let's get started. Did you hear that? You see that? Look at 6th gear. Look what it did on the, it did make 107.66. That's the very best, and then it made 106. Let me zoom in right there. Okay, so it did make one at 107. That's pretty stout for in here, I think. And then 106. Made a bunch of 106s, so yeah, you could call it 107. Let's just, 106 is the best average around there. But look at the last one, that's in 6th gear. And the thing literally shut down. I think it only went 130. So let me get rid of the other two. We know what it made. Very similar, 64 foot-pounds, but it did break 107 on one pull. Bunch of 106s. So let me get out of here. Oh crap. Got out a little too far. Okay, let me just put in the 6th gear pull. Look at that. And then forget the speed for now. Engine speed again. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. You can see this. I can't zoom out. I gotta hold the damn thing. Well, over here, instead of 10,000, that's 9,200. It's shutting it off 1,000 RPM earlier. Totally Yamaha restricted, neutered this thing. 6th gear is neutered, big time. So let's look at that's engine speed. Let's just put up speed, and you saw it on the screen there. It's about 130. A little edit here. I was actually set it all on speed, and 131.50, 131 miles an hour is what you get in 6th gear on this bike, and that's within in mode 1, and the traction controlled turn all the way down. That's it. Okay, well that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. It's interesting to see what these things do and what they do to these motorcycles. So let's move on, and I'll get the exhaust on, and then eventually I'll have one video with everything kind of edited all the way through the tune. But for now, let's just make maybe 3 separate vids. All right, guys, well, please subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this little informative MT-09 bone stock dyno pulls with Dale Walker at Holeshot. And if you did, please comment below. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Everything helps. All right, thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and ride safe.